Today is Saturday, January the 30th, and Tim just bought the machine that controls the world. So I'm going to try and tell you what all of these pieces are to the best of my ability.
And you are, sir.
My name is Ian Miller. I am the author of this piece. This is a lawnmower blade from an industrial, lawnmower like at a golf course. It's a John Deere. This one too. This is pneumatic tubing for our air handler system. This little diaphragm here, this was on the control side of the pneumatic air handler system. These are braces of some kind for the lawnmowers. Let's see. This came from an old air conditioning shop. Really old. It was from the 60s. And this guy bought it. And he had this on his desk. And he's like, I don't really like this thing. And I said, well, can I have it? And he's like, no. But it was my job to take out the trash. And one day, in his office trash can, was this. Just that. So
Just that.
Took it as an insult because that's what it was. He wouldn't give it to me, but I could take it from his fucking trash can. Huh. This, always turn it to the right. This is from a drinking fountain. Sink, drinking fountain, wall mount for an electrical plate.
It's actually a ceiling mount for lighting.
Yeah, well,
Specifically, it's for a rectangle box instead of a four-square
I have
box.
one on walls all around in this. These weird little can lights that we've got that shine up and down.
Yeah, for lighting specifically.
Yeah, they pull it into the box, and with the fucking screws, and just screw it on tight, and then you actually screw the fixture into these holes. Anyway, this is for feeding the grass. Okay.
Feeding the grass.
Yeah, there's some kind of thing where they push it and it sprays out seeds in a circular pattern, and you can distribute them according to this dial.
Oh, that's called a spreader.
I don't know what the fuck. They were chunking it, and I took this. Okay, this is from one of those printout calculators. You know what I'm talking about? The office type. This is from a dishwasher that I found in a forest.
In a forest?
Yes. This is from an abandoned factory. This edge right here is really sharp, so be careful because I've cut myself on it. Okay. I bought this switch and I stole that switch. And then I bought these three. Okay, because the story goes like this. Before these controls were here, and this control, and that control, and this one, okay, I had made this piece and set it out here, and my son was operating it one morning. I came out, and he had already eaten his breakfast, and he was swinging the levers and flipping the switch and turning the dials and stuff. And I was like, son, what are you doing? Now this piece had a different name back then, right? And he says, he's like this, operating it, like some kind of mad scientist, And he looks over his shoulder and he says, Dad, you don't understand. This is the machine that controls the world. And I was like, oh, it needs a big red button that you should never, ever press. So we went to EPO and bought the biggest, baddest red button that I could find.
EPO?
Yeah. Electronic parts outlet.
Oh, that sounds like heavens.
Oh, okay, check it out. This is a plastic switch that was originally white and white. I painted it to look like metal. I even painted this oxide on here. And all this rust-looking stuff. This is all paint.
Wow.
But do you see that little oxide there?
Yeah.
Right at the edges? Now this, I paid an engraver
Wow.
to engrave this plate for me, and then I scratched the fuck out of it. He would hate me for that.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
it's making money
But-
regardless.
you know, you have to arm the button before you push it. Now there's another story about that too, see. But first let me introduce all the parts to the best of my ability. A knob. I found this at a different abandoned factory.
When were you in abandoned factories? Plural.
Yeah, it's just a pastime. And this is stuff from the mezzanine and the oil plug and the service port, right?
Mhm.
And then you've got the timer knob, minded to turn it in the direction of the arrow. Okay. And
Oh.
an important note here, I drilled out these big holes to show off the gears underneath because I thought it was cool.
Oh,
And then
super
this
cool.
happened. I drilled one out too big and that little gear gets caught on it. So mind that little gear when you got this one big hole going by. It only happens on this
three
one.
different sized holes.
Yeah, it only happens on the big one. So just keep that in mind. I don't know what that is.
That's a limit switch.
Ah, I knew you would know what it was.
Well, that's a limit switch. Where did you get, like, listen.
The knob I added.
Oh, you added the knob. Okay.
But it came with the wires and the terminal connectors. They
Yeah.
didn't originally connect to this, though.
That's definitely two conductor. What is that? That's like looks like 16 gauge. 16 gauge two conductor plenum rated wire with some spade connectors over there that you hooked up,
Yeah, it's
etc.
not meant for a high heat application.
Listen very closely.
Yeah. Well, I knew that was going on. I just don't know what the fuck, you know.
That's the limit. That's the limit. So this is on a spring, which means
Oh no, I'm following you.
that this is normally.
So this had something like a thermistor coming off the back of it, probably.
That's unlikely. I'm trying to see. It doesn't say if it's normally opened or normally closed. It might say on the bottom. No, it does not. So I don't have my meter here to see if it's normally open or normally closed, but it's probably normally closed. And so this is an open circuit position right here. And then when something happens, a door opens or some sort of mechanism, like a clockwork mechanism comes by every so often and hits this, boom, now all of a sudden the circuit is closed and it powers up something. That's pretty close to probably what happens. This is actually a really nice limit switch setup where this little spring-loaded angle right here hits on this bar so it doesn't actually hurt the switch. This is pretty good setup here, especially with the spring and everything. That could be very useful in any number of applications. But honestly, I don't know what's going on back here. It came
No,
with
I don't
these
either.
wires?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what was coming out of it, you know. It just so happened to work perfectly with the piece. I mean, you know, it was like it was meant to be.
Well,
It was
honestly,
meant to be.
there's something in here, too, that might spin as well. I'm not sure.
No, you probably recognize this. This is one of the pneumatic thermostats right here.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
It was
big
one of those ones that squeaks when you turn the knob. It goes,
Yeah.
you know.
To let you know you're doing something. You're actually having an influence on the
Yeah.
controls around you.
Yeah, and this was from a stapler.
The anticlimactic stapler piece. There. What about this red rod here?
That is from one of those big. Okay, because the golf course has like 6 different kinds of grass, they have 14 different kinds of lawnmowers. Like no bullshit. And George, the company mechanic, works on all of them. See, and he has this junk pile of fucking shit he's throwing away, like scrap. And I'm always like, oh, hey, George, what kind of junk you got for me today? You know, that's where I got this. Oh, yeah, definitely that. Oh, yeah, this. I got this from George, because I don't know what the fuck it is.
The rod.
Yeah. Oh, and this, too. Look at that.
What is that?
I have no fucking idea.
It's
got a terminal spade on it. Okay, this is a wire. That's obviously like an electromagnet.
It
Dude,
looks
I really-
electrical. It looks like a piece
I
of a transformer.
got no fucking idea what the thing is. It's one of George's pieces.
Whatever it is, it's old.
Oh yeah,
Very,
dude.
very old. Oh, it's got. I know what it is. I know what it is. It is a transducer. It is what we call a P to E transducer.
Ooh,
So
transducer. That's
Yeah.
a cool looking. That's
transducer is
a cool
a
sounding name.
fun word. So what would more than likely happen is that it has a single output spade.
Well, no, because look, it almost kind of got like a
is old.
solenoid kind of shape going on here. Because you got this ferrous core, and I'm gonna guess that it extends down there, and it's got a coil around it. But maybe something moves when it's energized.
Well, what it has to have is a diaphragm in it, much like this diaphragm.
Okay, so it's probably
smaller.
gonna like, but when
So when you get-
activated, then it probably
get-
completes a circuit here.
When you get air pressure, yeah, it completes the circuit here. Problem is,
This is a wire. It's a DC wire.
what?
Yeah, I just plugged it in with the air hoses, so it looks like one of them.
Oh, it's
But
a
then-
DC
yeah, it's
wire?
a fucking big ass DC
Oh,
wire.
I thought it was pneumatic.
Dude, I told you I don't know what this thing is.
Well, then maybe it's a transformer. If no, that how do you know it's DC?
Because it came off of one of those lawnmowers, and they're all fucking run by big ass batteries.
Oh, right. So the whole thing's DC.
Yeah, everything's DC on the lawnmowers.
Dude, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at it some more. I don't know what that thing is.
Yeah.
I'm not a car guy or an engine guy, and so
Yeah, me neither. But okay, remember, don't cut yourself on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Once again, sharp edges and blurry focus. Fantastic.
Yeah, I got blurry focus right now. So.
Blurry focus in the cup.
Oh.
Hey, there's
yes.
a rap song in there somewhere.
Okay, so it comes with the key, which is inserted in an indiscernible location, which has not yet, as of yet, been discovered. And the obligatory glasses and the bill of sale.
The machine that controls the world, sold to Tim Jackson, and we have some. I'm guessing that's your signature.
Yes,
and-
my symbol.
Oh, and your symbol.
Yes.
You're the artist currently
Well,
known
my
as
signature
that symbol.
plus my symbol in its current iteration, according to the year that it was done, proves that it was me. The symbol adapts, and so only historians will ever be able to keep up with it. And of course, here's your mounting hardware.
Mining hardware. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I'm a considerate artist. You know what I mean?
Can I get a hammer and a drill with that?
What, you don't got one already?
I got one. I totally got one.
Oh, jeez. There you go. The machine that controls the world. And for the love of God, okay, the last part of the story you got to know. Okay, so
Here's the important part.
yes, the kid named it. It became an institution. It's lived in my apartment for a very long time. And then I got terribly depressed. Pushed the button. Fukushima happened like the next fucking day. And I was like, hey, isn't that a weird little coincidence? And so then I started throwing parties. And some dickhead comes over and pushes it. I won't say who. And so, like, this war breaks out in the Middle East the next day, and it's like all big and
The Arab
badass.
Spring?
It was very, very recent.
Okay, so not 2008.
No, 2 years ago. There was some thing. It was like Hamas versus Israel, and they were like bombing the fuck out of each other. You remember that? Shit was heating up real bad.
It's kind of been going on for a while, but
Well,
there was some
yeah, no,
hot and
it
cold
was,
spots.
It was heating up like it hadn't in a while. But it was a joke, right? And it was just a coincidence. And then Oscar comes by, and Oscar's become completely disenchanted with the world. Poor fellow. I can't blame him. I've had my moments. And he pushes the button like fucking 15, 20 times in a row after arming it. And the Ebola virus breaks out the next day. So, okay. Sure, it's a coincidence. Don't push the fucking button. Okay? Okay.